Great to see you, Trevante, and welcome back to Toronto. We were just chatting off camera about that. It's been 2 years since
Yeah.
you've been here talking about that small little movie,
That little-
Moonlight, right?
yeah.
I just, before we started talking about Birdbox, I just have to ask you, is it still hard to come down off the high of what that movie was?
I don't think I don't want to say I never got up on it, but it was just, I don't know, it was for Barry, for me, Yeah. So it was cool to see all that. And I just try to keep working.
Yeah, and you went along for the ride. And
Yeah,
you
exactly.
did extremely well. And now this unbelievable film on Netflix, Birdbox. I saw it and I was on edge the whole time. I was like, intense. It just doesn't stop, especially from that very opening scene. And I wanted to know what your initial reaction was when you first got that script.
The script changed a lot, but initially it was just a really interesting story that had this through line of love and family and connection, really, family and connection. That was interesting. That's something that I always try to look for.
Yeah.
And then whenever you can have that in, a thrill of a ride, it's interesting. So trying to subvert genre and try to do things that are fresh to me are always...
What did you connect with?
Just the idea that he was a good person and really trying to do the best version of that, really.
Yeah, he's a really good person. And when you're stuck in a situation like that, when you have a house full of people, complete strangers, you don't know anybody, and you're in this crazy situation, like your adrenaline's going, how do you know you can trust somebody?
I don't think, discernment.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know. I think whenever your emotions are so high, it's like, you don't really have a choice.
Like, is it a gut thing for you?
Yeah, for sure, always.
Yeah?
For sure.
Talk to me about trusting Sandra Bullock and working with her.
Sandy's different because Sandy's someone who puts her heart in her eyes and on her sleeve. So it's very easy to trust people like that. It's very easy to like be the same with people like that. So Sandy's just a special situation.
What do you learn from somebody like
everything? To continue to try and be that, to continue to try and, again, like be the best version of yourself and work hard every day.
Yeah, she said in a recent interview that she found you extremely grounded and not in a way that she's grounded. What does she mean by that?
She's just humble. You know what I mean? That's that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Because she is like, I try to follow her, really. So...
Yeah. Well, no, listen, I've met her many times, and she is an amazingly humble, down-to-earth person for sure.
Yeah.
And I can see when you're doing a scene, I can imagine that you're both all in. And I think everybody in this movie, you either had to be all in or see ya, like, here's the door, Tell me about working with the director, Susanna, because she is one of my favorite directors, and how she got you guys made the intensity with so many of these scenes. It's phenomenal.
Susanna has like a really unique ability of like identifying just that thing that tugs on your heart in every scene, and then putting that into this high angst situation, I think provides a really unique, I guess, balance. Yeah. And I don't know, she just always had us kind of on edge whenever we were, from action to cut.
Yeah.
And being in that house, it was dark, like it was the essence and the vibe of the house was just so perfect for it.
Yeah, and having John Malkovich there.
Yeah,
I mean, oh my God, the scenes with him, like seriously, to me it felt extremely natural for him. And I understand that he was kind of a bird whisperer.
He was. John talked to the birds. John was able to, I don't know, like he would tell them to stop squeaking, and they would stop squeaking. And it's hard to explain without sounding crazy, but he talked to the birds.
That is crazy.
Listen, it is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about how you prepared to have no sight. What was that like for you?
We were fortunate enough to have someone come in and, a blind man, he was, I guess, pretty much showed us the tricks of the trade in a sense. And like he was somebody who came in and he could tell us that, there was a wall 6 feet from where he was. He could tell you that, this was a table right here. There was 9-foot ceilings, and I don't know how, but I guess it was like a sonar. He showed us like ways to make noises to kind of, I guess, depth, So there were just a lot of ways to try and, I guess, get comfortable without our sight.
Yeah, and you had to drive sightless.
Yeah, well.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
But even to get, even the feeling, yes, it's a movie, people, we get it.
yeah.
But even to get behind a wheel
Yeah.
without being able to see in a car, that had to have been frightening anyway.
It was interesting because, I mean, practically we were on a gimbal. So it was that when they blocked out all the windows. So we were all like in this cramped car together, and they would, say the monster's above. So we were, in many senses, we were blind and just listening and using our ears to kind of like convey everything. And we couldn't see what each other were doing. So that was really fun. It was kind of like being on like a roller coaster in a sense, and just of high angst,
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
When you're working on something like this, do you get closer with your castmates? Do you find?
Absolutely.
Tell me about that.
I think personally, me, every time I do work, I get close. Or at least when we're in the space, I get close because it's a personal thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at least for me, like I'm putting my heart out there. Like I hope everybody else is. So like it's personal.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But
yeah, I would think you would need a close-knit bunch of people to want to be involved with something like this because you have to rely on them a lot as well.
A lot. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Interesting. It's really interesting how it kind of plays with your mind. There's no question about it. And could the two kids be any cuter?
No, definitely not. If they were, they would have stolen the entire film. They stole enough.
They really are amazing. What was it like to work with those two? Because they seemed extremely professional.
They were, man. And, little Vivian, she just has those eyes. And Julian is just like the man. And I don't know, children have this ability to be just incredibly present and honest, which again, like that's the job.
Yeah.
So they have that ability to flip on and off. And so working with them is like refreshing.
Yeah. The opening of the film, I was talking about it just before with somebody that it really, really stuck with me. The very first scene where you see Sandra Bullock with these kids, we still don't know what's going on, but she's literally yelling at them saying, "You make one sound, I'll kill you."
Yeah.
And I haven't stopped thinking about that because it's just, as a mother too, it's like so frightening. Like, okay, we're going to find out why she would say something so severe. But when you think about that, even that line, like, how does that make you feel?
Honestly, I was raised by a single mother,
Yeah.
and the world is hard. So like that's how I was raised, to be understanding that things are difficult, and you need to live a certain way and watch yourself, and be strong and all these things. So to me, the film is in many rights kind of synonymous with, at least that aspect of it, synonymous with my life.
Yeah, it's scary stuff, especially exactly as a single parent having to go through what she went through in this film. But you guys were so awesome together, really. Like, is it something when you work on something like this, you become kind of friends for life with somebody like Sandra?
I think so.
Yeah.
And doing press with her, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I would imagine. What's coming up next for you, Trevante?
We've got a couple things that like can't quite say, but they're exciting stuff. So soon, I think.
Okay. All right. Well, I know we'll see you back for sure. Well,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you did, like I said, such a terrific job in this. People really watch it. It's so good.
Thank you.
And happy holidays to you. Hope you have some great plans for the holidays.
I do. Sleep.
Good. That's the most important
That's the
thing
most
to do.
important one.
Take care. Always wonderful to see you. Thank you so much.